If you thought this was a porn site, you fucked up. But you might as well hang out and listen to some kick-ass music. If you thought this was a porn site, you fucked up. But you might as well hang out and listen to some kick-ass music. If you thought this was a porn site, you fucked up. But you might as well hang out and listen to some kick-ass music. If you thought this was a porn site, you fucked up. But you might as well hang out and listen to some kick-ass music.
You wanted the best, you got the best. You're listening to Bumpskey.
Alright, so it's time for the Bumpskey Show. And this is a special version of the Bumpskey Show because we're going to have a buddy of mine, somebody who knows about the Bumpskey Show for a little while, for a couple of years. He's been around for. Let me bring him into the show. He's also the CEO, the shipping guy, the everything at Skidmark Multimedia. He's the graphic designer. He's the, I don't know, dishwasher and bottle washer. Is that what they say? Is that the same? But it's pretty much everything at Skidmark Multimedia. Is that correct? Or do you have like help from your daughter or anything?
No, I wish. No.
It's just all you, right?
It is indeed.
Yeah, I'll tell you. It's not easy, right?
No.
So let's just, I should put Skidmark behind us. So Skidmark, how do you look at it? Is it a distribution company? Is it a marketing company? Is it a, what is your view?
So basically, I put out the records and CDs of bands that are interested in being on Skid. I tell you what, I'm going to put my headphones on, Jerry, because I'm getting feedback from my mic.
Hold on, sure, good.
I'll drop me the camera. There you go. Plugged into my mixing desk still.
Do you have an 1/8-inch jack in your cell phone?
I was going to say, it's a bit big.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds, we'll grab me a pair from downstairs, which is small enough.
Sure, no problem. That'll give me a chance. I'm going to change the background anyway, and I'm going to put up skidmark.org. So I know Mark for a long, long time. I would say, what is this? I'd say 23 years. I'd say 23 years. Hi.
You're echoing.
Yeah, no, he went to go. Something happened in between when we were testing to now.
Okay.
But I don't think we're echoing now.
Okay, no.
At least I'm not echoing. But we'll see what happens when we'll see what happens when Mark comes back. Let me know if I'm still echoing though, Bumpskey. I want to know if I'm an echoer.
There we go.
That's Mark's music room in the background there. Howdy. All right.
That's better.
All right. Bumpskey said she heard the echoing too, so let's see what happens now. Any echoing?
No, I can't hear myself now, I don't think.
Hold on. Let me see if I can help you with that. It's fine now. Bumpskey said that that's fine, so let's just see if I can try it now. Good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah,
Okay. You can hear me?
I can hear you fine. I can also hear me, which is throwing me because
All right,
I'm
hold
out.
on. So is this better now? No, right?
Testing, 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 testing. That's better.
That's
I can't
better?
hear myself now.
Okay, cool.
Perfect, yeah.
All right, so we'll leave it like that.
Brilliant.
And we're good, Bumpskey. Bumpskey says we're good. Everybody is good. Everybody's
Hey.
happy. So very good. So yeah, so how would you explain Skid Mark? I mean, basically, here, I'll tell you what I think. Mark is like a vinyl freak, and he loves vinyl. So what he started doing was creating music and putting it on vinyl. And he puts together such cool packages. I think other people saw it and were like, can you do that for me? And now he's like in the business of doing it. Is that kind of what happened?
Almost right, yeah. I mean, I was at a point where I was putting so much of my own stuff out. It seemed the next step was to put other people's out. So rather than having, and because I'm self-employed, I've already got a business. By having a secondary business, it was a great way of offsetting any. If there was no worry with the record business of actually losing money, because if I do lose money, I can write it off against the profits of the other company, so I'm not losing any money personally. It's the tax man. So it's a win-win situation. So I'm getting great wax out of it, and if it makes money, great. Well, I'm sort of breaking even at the moment, but as I get more, I mean, like I've got a great new vinyl out from the Lord's Form, and that's selling really well. So I can see that being sold out in the next month or so. So next month I've got a double album coming out from Nigel Potter from Technophobia. Nigel, his history, he got into the last five as the replacement for Fast Eddie in Motorhead back in the 80s when Fast Eddie left.
Okay.
He's a great guitarist and he's a fantastic songwriter as well. And he's also the cousin of Alan Davey. He used to be a bass player in Hawkwind, as Niall, whose album I've just put out, used to be a bass player in Hawkwind as well. So quite an incestuous business at the moment.
Now,
Of
what
course,
do you do a run of 100 or 250?
250.
250.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the standard with these vinyl companies to get some kind of decent price, right?
That's right. I mean, depending on what sort of options you go for, I mean, a basic package would be about £1,800. What's that, about $2,400 ish?
So 2,500 to put out a. And then the other problem is, like with me living here in the United States, it costs more for the shipping than it does for the album.
Yeah.
But what I just found out, and this is interesting, and maybe you might want to look into this, is I wanted to get Dea Matrona's new album, and they're from Ireland, right? So it was like 29 US dollars for the album and 35 US dollars to ship it. But I found it, they got it listed on Amazon. And I have Amazon Prime. So it's free shipping, and it was $29 for the album. So I was like, okay, I'll do that.
Brilliant.
So maybe you can get some of your vinyl, but you're selling out anyway. You don't even need that.
Well, but you're saying that it's like Alan Davey, I said Nigel's cousin, who now lives in Nevada, on the outskirts of Nevada desert somewhere. He releases his stuff on Amazon as well, and I pre-ordered it in April last year, and by September it was still showing as not out of stock or hadn't been in stock yet on Amazon. In the end, I cancelled it, and I think I got it from
wasn't Juno Records. It was one of the other record labels, wasn't it? That ships them in bulk and then sells them in the UK. So Amazon, it can be great, but also you're a pain in the arse when you pre-order stuff and then suddenly they haven't got any stock. It can be months. Everyone's got theirs, but you're still waiting for yours.
Yeah, I don't usually order stuff out of stock. This is in stock, so we'll see what happens. I'm supposed to get it in like 2 days. We'll see.
Yeah.
You got something. What are you using for a microphone over there? The microphone in the headphones or the microphone in the phone?
In the phone. Yes, there's no microphone in these headphones.
There's no way of maybe it's like over modulating a little bit, like you're kind of like crackling every once in a while. Can you turn down the sensitivity a little bit, maybe?
Let's have a look.
See, like now you're fine. All right, screw it. Just leave it.
Look at saying there. Yeah, I better mess around with it or you'll lose me.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's just like every time when you kind of get loud, you crackle a little bit, but we'll live with it.
Good. Is that any better?
Yeah. It's the UK.
I'll just talk quiet a bit quieter.
Whisper to me, Mark. So you have the new vinyl that just came out. Now, is it officially out? What's up, Bumpskey?
Hi.
Hey.
Actually sounds great.
Okay.
Live.
All right, Bumpskey says we're good live, so that's all I give a shit about.
Cool.
You know me, I'm all about the money.
Headphones.
Yeah, I'm all about the money, Mark, so we got to sound good live. This has to get out there. So, the new vinyl, though, the new release, is that officially out, or is that pre-order?
It came out last Friday, yeah.
Last Friday. Okay, so that's officially out. And you can go to, you see skid mark behind us over here. That's the website behind us, and there's the store right there going by. Just click on the store and you can find it there, right? Is that the best way?
That's the best way, yeah. So it's the only place you can buy the vinyl at the moment. Although, in the next few days, it will be available on Niall Phone's Bandcamp page.
Okay, and Mark is such a fucking maniac, he'll just drive it to your house. So, like, if you order it from Ohio, like, tomorrow, Mark will be out front of your house with a rent-a-car. He'll be like, here's your fucking album. Thanks for paying me. And also, Mark always does, like, you still doing the t-shirts for charity? If you buy a t-shirt?
Yeah. Well, my Incubus Love Child ones, all the profit goes to charity, yeah.
Yeah, so Mark does that. With Skullcat, right? Are they a part of that, or just you?
Are they doing what, sorry?
Does Skullcat give you a break because they know you donate all the money, or do you just donate all your money?
I just donate, yeah. Basically, there's a fixed price I pay them for printing and sending them out, and then I add on top of that fixed price the profit, which is usually about £5, and then that I get paid that, I send their cut, and then the £5 I then send. Although, to be honest, I haven't actually done much promotion of the t-shirt lately, so I haven't sold it any for a couple of months, but I will be pulling my finger again out at some point.
Well, yeah, festival season's coming up too, so you have to fill up that van with more vinyl and t-shirts, and pretty soon you'll be opening a record store. Look at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to cope with that and the lab as well. So one of them have to go.
Well, you could do it right from the lab. Just like set aside a little corner.
But it's like my live shows I do. I do the live. Used to do the live in the living room. I do live in the lab. So like you see my projection screen, it pulls down. I've got 3 different light projectors going. It's almost like a proper stage. It's great. Yeah,
no, it looks really cool. If you go to all the anti-social media, Mark's in there just for the... It's not like Mark is posting him eating a hot dog or anything. It's just all music stuff. And look at me.
Yeah, no cats.
No cats. It'll just be all music. So if you like music, Incubus Love Child on Instagram, Incubus Love Child on Facebook, on X, on Y, on Z. A couple of days you won't get it on TikTok here in the United States. Unless...
I'm on TikTok.
Yeah. I saw somebody was going to buy it. We don't need it. Let it go. It's over. Can't you do that?
TikTok, that's the Chinese one, isn't it?
Yeah, can't you do that shit on YouTube and everything else? Is it that much different? Isn't it Instagram? I don't know. I've never been on it, so I don't know.
Yeah, Instagram, I don't use it per se. I just have anything I post on Facebook automatically just gets posted on Instagram as a secondary post.
Yeah,
I don't actually use Instagram.
Mark is more of more of a Facebook guy.
Only by not by choice, just by it's a place where I find out all the information about my favourite bands and keeping in contact with a lot of the American bands that used to be on Skidmore back in the day. And,
Yeah, I mean it's being kind of used what it was originally meant for. All the naked girls and all that kind of went over to Instagram. And it kind of went, yeah. Oh God, Instagram is ridiculous.
Instagram, is that?
Yeah. They're not naked, but they're close enough, man. But I think everybody else that was like just wanted to use it just to get like band information and stuff like that just stayed on Facebook,
I know it's funny. It's like you look on YouTube channel, look at some of the videos that you've sweated at writing the song, recording the song, putting a video together to make it entertaining, hours of work, and you might have, say, 100 views. Then there's some 20-something girl shaking her butt in a bikini, and she's got like 2 million views. It's like, I need to get a bikini.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's what we've been trying to fight here forever. But it may change eventually. Who knows? You never know. Can't give up.
No, I can't sit down now. Thing is, it's the human condition, isn't it? The human condition is driven by procreation. So, wiggle your butt, wiggle your boobs, you're laughing. The men are like.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely natural. I mean it's like we're all animals, but
exactly.
It's just that you get kind of numb to it after a while, and it's all fake. I mean, I did this Santa Claus gig, and this woman, looked one way when I was with her, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just do a little touching up the picture, and then I'll post it and I'll send it to you." And I was like, "Who the fuck is this woman standing next to me?" It didn't look anything like her. So most of what you see on the internet is bullshit anyway.
It's quite funny. I make this comment to Sarah, my wife, sometimes. You see, we're definitely old now because, like, when we were young, we thought we were cool. We were cool. Our long hair, leather jackets, and anti-establishment get-ups. Whereas they all look like plastic dolls now.
Yeah,
where they're quite, in our time, you're quite edgy. Like lads now in their 20s and their teenage years, they have these weird bowl haircuts. And if we had that sort of haircut at school, you'd got beaten up as being a nerd.
Yeah. And
now it's like, cool.
and you knew, like, the women in Playboy were airbrushed and stuff, but you knew that. But, like, on Instagram, it's like this person's putting the picture up like it's really them, and it's like... And half of them are, like, AI generated. They're not even, like, real women. So it's amazing. I mean, technology is great. Look at that.
That's it. I'll tell you what, the makeup companies must be making a killing because the amount of slap they have on nowadays with the great big eyebrows and the loads of blusher and the troweled on foundation and whatnot. That's why it's so small about their face cracking.
Yeah, no, it's expensive to be a woman. Us guys, we got it easy. It's like a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and we're done.
It's funny. I've got pictures of me when I was 12, and I'm wearing the same sort of clothes then: a band t-shirt, a jeans, and a denim jacket. Is what I do now. I mean, my fashion has never gone out of style, or rather, it has.
Well,
it's never bothered me.
See, and that's a good thing, though. You've always been like that. It's not like you changed and started wearing a tuxedo to meet Sarah. You've always been like that, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, you are what you are at the end of the day. You can't hide it for long even if you do try to change your spots for a while.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're P. Diddy, you're P. Diddy, right?
I still got no idea because I don't really read a lot of social media. I don't read newspapers. And I don't watch much news. I still got no idea what the P Diddy situation is all about.
P. Diddy basically would have these things called freakouts. Like he'd have a party, and then later in the party, he was either drugging and hooking up young kids with older people, and I guess he was just being pimpy, I guess, allegedly. Of course, he hasn't been found guilty of anything, but they do have like boxes of videotapes. That could be a problem. That might be an issue. But, yeah, P. Diddy, from billionaire to I'm living the rest of my life in jail. Sucks to be you.
Yeah, probably a nice jail cell with a double bed and gold framed mirrors and like a home from home.
You never know these days, right? I guess if you have enough money, you got to figure out how to funnel it in. But, yeah, probably. Why not? You got to at least be able to pay guys to make sure other guys don't mess with you.
You got the money, eh?
Yeah. It's like I'll get you $1,000 worth of cigarettes. Just make sure nobody beats me up. Okay.
So what have you been doing since your Santa gig finished?
I'm back to hoagie shop, sandwich shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm back.
That's not the what was the one that you was really taking its toll on you? Was that bloody slop pop with it?
Yeah, that was slop pop. Yeah, no, this is an Italian-based sandwich shop.
Okay.
And the only problem is that here in the United States, it's difficult to get a full-time job.
Yeah.
And then all these part-time jobs, they won't tell you what hours you can work.
0 hours sort of thing.
Yeah, so
tell you when. Shit, innit?
Yeah, so they move you around. So one week you're working Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So even if you wanted to have 2 part-time jobs, you couldn't do it because you can't, coordinate between the 2 jobs.
Pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah, and once you hit 50 in the United States, you're not getting a full-time job. There's too many illegals that want to get those jobs. It's too funny. But we got Trump starting next week. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Same shit.
It's going to be interesting times, isn't it?
Yeah, same shit, different guy. It's all bullshit. Nobody does anything.
I say it's like, over here we had the Labour getting finally after all these years of the Conservatives fleecing their pockets with our money, and the socialist lefty party are even harder on us tax wise than the Conservatives were. I mean, they're taking the old people's fuel allowance, winter fuel allowance away, and they're capping other stuff as well. It's like that's hell. The trouble is, over the years, all the parties have become so middle of the road. They're all the same, and they're all probably puppets of corporations anyway.
That's right. The one good thing is hopefully Trump just keeps on calling out people. That's all. I don't care if he doesn't do anything. I just want him to call out all the corruption that's in government, and then he can do whatever.
That's normally when they get assassinated, though, isn't it? I mean, when you look at JFK. He fell foul of the it depends what conspiracy theory you read, I suppose. But
I think
started throwing his weight around and he got shot, didn't he?
I think JFK was they were pissed at Bobby Kennedy for going after the mafia, so they took it out on JFK. He slept with the wrong women. He was sleeping with Gigante's girlfriend. And Marilyn Monroe, who slept with a lot of alleged mafia people. So JFK was sleeping with the wrong women. And he fucked up Cuba. So, they wanted to get him back for that. So it's like one of those deals where you go out and everybody just looks the other way. It's like we didn't do anything wrong.
I actually used, I found a sample of JFK online on YouTube actually, which I've used in one of my tracks on the new album on Nuclear Dawn. which is like a post-nuclear apocalyptic song. But there's where it was going to be the guitar break. I was struggling to think of something suitable, and then I was like, oh, I remember as a kid watching a program about the Cuban Missile Crisis and how close we came to nuclear war, and I remember JFK doing this like quite powerful speech. And so I looked for it, and I found a perfect bit of a soundbite of it, which fitted just nicely in the song. Added a bit of reverb and some effects to it, and it just sounds great. So I can't wait to get that out there. Thanks, JFK.
Sounds awesome. So you're figuring, I saw, maybe end of the year, beginning of next year for that, right?
Oh, I really hope not. I'm hoping, if I can pull my finger out, autumn.
Autumn.
But I said that last year.
Hey, you never know. Well, it depends on how many festivals you play, right, and shit like that.
I'm sort of not. I'm sort of going out of my way not to say yes this year.
Uh-huh.
I haven't got much booked at the moment. I've got I got a sports slot on Valentine's Day in Derby, and then I've got a festival, metal festival in Nuneaton in August, and that's it so far. I normally start asking, but I'm not asking this year. I thought I'll try and cut down on. I mean, I'll still go to the festival, so I enjoy them, but the preparation for playing a festival takes a lot of my free time here when I could be recording. And I'm at that stage now where I've got 4 album demos that just need now tweaking or re-recording after I've now examined them and see where I want to go with them. And the whole double album, when you play it through, I think it flows really nicely. You know, it's like really heavy at the start, goes into some real sort of stoner psychedelics, electronics, and then into a mix of all at the end as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that one.
Yeah, cool. IncubusLoveChild.com is the website for that. So I have Dead World. I have the vinyl on the turntable. So what do you want to play from that?
Ooh, let's see. I haven't played it myself for a while, actually. How about Star Destroyer? I've heard that one for a while.
Hold on. Let me see. Is that on side 1 or side 2?
Side 2 is track 2, I think.
Okay, so I got to flip it over. Hold on. So, everybody, I hooked up the turntable again. Especially because I knew Mark was coming on the show. Plus, I kind of missed it. So, hold on. This is Dead World. Very cool vinyl. Where do you get the vinyl from? Is that in England or somewhere else?
It's actually made in Czechoslovakia. Or Czech Republic as it is now. But I get it through a media company called Breed Media.
Okay. And I'm sorry, did they buy all old equipment from the United States? Is that because I heard something like that?
I've got no idea, actually, to be honest. I mean, I said Breed Media are the middleman, so basically I send them all my audio assets and the digital artwork, and then they process it and then send it on to the manufacturer for final check, and then away we go.
Yeah, the artwork like this is the cover of Dead World, and this is of course I can't do the whole insert at once, and anything that's kind of greenish
see through,
yeah, you can see through because of the green screen.
But yeah, I fell on my feet with that album cover because Alan Arthurs, who painted a number of Hawkwind album covers in the 90s and a lot of their equipment, actually painted that for me.
Mark's very into adding a lot of stuff like stickers and buttons and all kind of doodads he adds to the collection. So there's that.
Might be a good doodad.
I don't know if you could see, but your Incubus Love Child button, is it right there? I think it's right there.
Well, talking about buttons, if I pick this up and turn it around, on this, I've actually got my phone sitting on my what you call it, spit guard for my microphone.
Uh-huh.
So when I record, every time I record, I see this. Look at the camera.
Little Bumpskey.
Little Bumpskey.
That's awesome. I like that little button. That came out good. And I also have like I said, Mark usually gives you like stickers. I got my Incubus Love Child sticker. And actually, in this little envelope, I got a Dead World button, a Dead World sticker, and a download ticket for Dead World. So, it's always like a cool little package. So these guys that are actually going through you. Now, I hope you're trying to make some kind of profit off of that.
Well, obviously, Dead World was produced before I actually formed Skidmore as a real company. It was just a pretend company then, and I basically used my savings to fund it myself. And it was more about making a package that I could be proud of and leave behind, rather than make any money out of it. I'm in a very privileged situation where I've got my primary business, Gamma Dot, which pays my wages. So the record company doesn't have to pay me wages. So as long as I make back what I put into it, I'm happy. But even if it makes a little loss, I can offset that against the profits of the other company. Because I'm a sole trader, I'm not a limited company.
I'm not talking about necessarily your releases, though. These other guys that you're releasing, do you get a cut of sales, or is it like a package where you go, I'll do it for this, or?
Well, now, as I said, now it's I'm a pucker company. I've got a standard contract. I get them to sign, and basically, the crux of the contract is all the sales, or all the profits from the sales, come to me first, and then once my outlays paid off, then they get I give them a healthy percentage on the profits of every sale thereafter. I mean, like a corporate record company might give you 5%, 10%, and I tend to give them a much bigger percentage than that. So
okay,
almost
I got you.
50-50.
So, to get to the point where you're making some kind of money and they're making some kind of money, is that it's got to be within those 250 that you have pressed, right?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, for this last one, I mean, for 250, to make the money back, with all the other outlays as well, artwork, payments, artist advance, that sort of thing.
Right, so 2,500 is just to get it pressed and the covers printed. Then you got to pay for everything else. Someone to design the covers, somebody to...
That's right, yeah. But I mean, I've fallen on my feet. I've got a brilliant artist who works on... He did all the artwork in the lyric book for Dead World. He's really reasonable, and he really enjoys doing it, and he's really easy to work with, and that's the crux. If you've got someone who can then, if you can give an idea to, and then they can transcribe it into the artwork, and even if it's not quite what you want, you tell them that what changes you want making, and they go, okay, you go away and do it. That's what you need. Because I mean, I've had issues where you've asked for artwork, it's not quite right, and it's not going to be changed. This is what you're getting. This is the artist's interpretation, right. And that's what we're going with. Well, whereas I'm really looking at Trevor, he's really easy to work with and open to any change that you want.
That's cool.
Perfect. He's a great fucking artist.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, most artists are like that, though. They're not going to change. Musicians are the same way. I'm not changing it. I wrote it. It's like, okay.
It's funny. I was showing one of my neighbours on my industrial site. He's like managing his son's band.
Uh-huh.
He came over for a chat. He got a copy of Deadpool, and he was asking about the new album. So I gave him a sneak preview of some of the new artwork, and he was like, "Wow, the new artwork is even much." I mean, Deadpool artwork is fantastic, and this is like the next level artwork. It's fantastic. Even if the music was crap, it'd be worth buying it just for the artwork.
Yeah, so it's very cool. So all right, so we're gonna do Spore Destroyer, right?
Go on then.
Hold on one second. Let me just take me out of here for a second. All right, let's go like this. And song number 2. Move that over. Let's see how close I can get it. I'm not like a professional DJ.
There you go.
Yeah, it might be like the end of the song before it.
Traveled an eon to try and sate my hunger. It was so easy when the cosmos was much younger. I had only to reach out and pluck a star. But now the galaxies have drifted so far. Before there was time and space, before your reality, my race existed within a singularity. Then the Big Bang expanded, my people were scattered. Those who did not survive decayed into dark matter. And now I swim the emptiness, the black oceans of deep space, drawn towards the shimmering clusters of suns I crave to taste. One by one the stars go out as I gorge on my arrival. The heavens loss is not my gain, just a guarantee of my survival. 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 Survival.
Eat
So I saw you have like another. This release that just came out. People should go to skidmark.org, and what is it, skidmarkmultimedia.com?
The original site, which is there but hasn't been. It's got a link to the main site. That's skidmark-multimedia.co.uk. But it's a bit of a mouthful, that is. So that's why about 2001 to 2006 it was just the .co.uk, and then since then it's been the skidmark.org. So you can get to skidmark.org from the old one. There's a link to it though.
Skidmark.org is definitely easier. So you want to go over there, you want to buy that vinyl, and what do you basically shipping to the U.S. I'm pretty close, about $30 to ship.
It's less than that. It's 20. I can't use my phone.
That's okay. Yeah, it's
£20. What's that? It's probably about $25.
All right.
24, 25. I'm not sure they're changed. So I know that the pound's gone right down recently, so it might even be more variable. Yes, it's not cheap.
It's too bad, like, you couldn't get me a whole bunch of copies and I could help you distribute it in the U.S.
Yeah, well, I see. Yeah, the New Jersey-based distributorship.
1 second. What's up, Bumpskey?
Oh, after playing the song on Dead World, there's a little feedback now.
Hold on. Little feedback. Bumpskey's saying it's because I put this on.
Sounds great.
All right. Let me know if there's feedback now, okay? Bumpskey said you sound great. Skinner said hi, Bumpskey. If you want to come say hi, I'll give you the headphones and stuff. So the shipping is a big problem. Because it's like every time I see a band that I want to buy a record from, I'm like, it costs more to ship it than the actual record. I might as well just get a digital download. And on Bandcamp, you could just offer the rest of the money, which is usually what I do.
I can hear myself again now.
Okay, hold on. I try to do that, but we're going to go back to this. She'll have to let me know if there's some echo. I think you were echoing when you first came back, but I think you're fine now. But we'll see. She'll come back in and she'll let me know.
I'll talk quietly again as well.
Now, you're not echoing now for you, though, right?
No, I'm not at all. I can't hear myself now, which is good.
Oh,
I was talking about the American boss. I said Alan Day, who lives here near the Rockies. Is it the Rockies? What, in Nevada? Or am I in the wrong place? He's in Death Valley. He's that way. He lives that way. But his records put out by Cleopatra Records in LA.
Okay.
And I bought two of his albums together, and they were pretty reasonable. One was a double, and the two of them cost me like £50 or £49, £50. But it cost me altogether with the postage and the import duty and customs £113 for two records, two albums.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's really robbery, yeah. So I don't buy from America anymore unless I really have to.
Yeah, it's too bad too because I like buying the vinyl, but it's just too damn expensive. I'll just buy the downloads and that's it. See, they're forcing you to buy the downloads.
Yeah, the only trouble with the downloads, you don't get that pure analog sound that you do with vinyl.
Yeah.
Even with a WAV file, you still got a little bit of compression in there.
Bumpskey's saying we're echoing, so. Yeah, we're definitely echoing. I don't know what happened there. So hold on one
second. I
second.
hear you feeding back, yeah.
Let me see if I
can't hear me echoing, but I can hear you. Not now.
Let me see if I could. I didn't touch anything. I didn't change anything. Let's try. Right, let's try this and see if that's any better.
I was going to ask you the vinyl.
I have a little mixing board here, and it goes into the mixing board, and then that goes, USB into the system.
Has it got like an auto level? Because I said it during the playback, the sound level was going up and down. At times it sounded a bit like it was underwater.
Interesting. Not sure, but I've been playing some vinyl on the show, so it might be just one of the settings for this chat room. Like I said, I'm going to have to do this a little bit more often and get everything...
It's that rubbish record, that's what it was, a rubbish record.
And get everything kind of locked down on how to do this live stuff. Bumpskey, are we still echoing, or has that gotten better?
Good now.
It's good now. Okay. All right. So I just have the minimal running. We'll see how that works. I just muted everything, and the only problem is then when I go to play something, I got to remember to unmute it. Otherwise, it's a pain in the ass. Used to have a different mixing board, which had actual mute buttons on the mixing board itself, which made life a little bit easier because you could just mute the channel, you know.
Yeah.
Now, digitally, I got, things assigned to different channels, and there's things assigned to OBS, and then there's things assigned to the chat room that you and I are in. So it's kind of like going out all over the place. But once I get it down and do it a few times, I'll be a pro like everything else.
I've got to show you something I remember. I treat myself. I've got this bad habit late at night if I can't sleep. I've like just reading articles and stuff on my phone. And through that, I ended up with the vehicle I got now because I bought it surfing through eBay Motors at 2 o'clock in the morning. I ended up buying the van I got now, which is a great buy. I'm so glad I did. It's how I ended up buying the guitars that I use as the actual core for recording now. My Solar guitars. Never heard of them. I just was reading this article. It was the 10 best heavy metal guitars on a budget. Oh, let's have a look at this. And the description of a Solar guitar was like so great. I thought, I'll just have a look. And there was, because they do them in small batches, they start quite quickly. They're designed by is it Ola Eggman, or he's a Swedish thrash metal guitarist. It's his company anyway. And long story short, I bought a left hand one. They had the one in stock at the time I actually looked, and all the heavy stuff on Dead World recorded that guitar. It's a wonderful guitar. But in November, start of November, I was having one of these interesting article reads, and there's like it was an article about Chibsons. Have you come across Chibsons? They're basically what they call Chinese Gibson copies.
Okay.
So it's a Gibson, but it's a Chinese counterfeit replica. And they were saying, and they're usually pretty terrible quality. And they're fairly easy to spot, the counterfeit ones, and they're showing how. But then apparently they're getting a lot better, and it's a reasonable way. If you've got no ethics when it comes to counterfeiting, it's a cheap way. You're getting a custom shop lookalike guitar, which costs about £5,500 for 190 quid. So it's like a fraction of the cost, and it's also, and it was the argument was you could have what looks like a classic guitar on stage if you upgrade the electrics yourself, but not worry about it getting pinched from the venue or damaged on stage. And I thought, so out of interest, I sort of had a look at some of these Chinese Gibson copies on AliExpress, and I saw one, and I got this thing. I have got a bit of a soft spot for metal flake paint jobs. And I saw this guitar, I was like, oh no, I shouldn't. It's not a real one. It's counterfeit. You always shouldn't be buying counterfeit stuff. And I looked at the price, and went, sod it. But it was like it's taken. That was January. That was November the 16th. Yeah, so it's taken that long till yesterday for it to turn up. I was half expected to be, poorly sprayed plank with strings on it. But look at this.
Let's see this.
So we've got a pucker looking
Gibson head. Looks like a Gibson head.
Yeah. Well, I was quite disappointed at first turn up because there was a sticker over it. I thought, oh, it hasn't got Gibson on it. Then I've got the sticker and pulled it off, and there it was underneath. but you look at this paint job.
Oh, it's nice.
I don't know if you see the glitter.
Yeah, it looks nice. Is it heavy?
No, that's the thing. Les Paul's like bloody.
Yeah.
Like an anchor that heavy. This is quite a reasonable. But it's even got
it
the.
It looks heavy, so it looks good. It looks sturdy.
It's got the
official Gibson.
Custom shop. I'll have the Gibson police around my house now.
Yeah, forget about it.
I mean, for the price.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
It's not like I'm going to try and flog it on as a genuine gift. It's just something to play with in the music room, sort of thing.
Right, when you need something to smash on stage, now you got something, right?
Yeah, I say, who can afford to lose a $5,500 guitar?
Yeah.
It does need a bit of setting up, to be honest. And the necks needs a bit of tweaking. A couple of frets need dressing. And some decent strings.
Do you do that work yourself, or do you take that to somebody?
Yeah, well, on cheap guitars like that, you know, I try to have a go myself. I've got all the tools at work. You know, like all the little ruler, all the cutouts for the frets to sit on to tweak the truss rod to get the neck straight, and the files for the nut and the little metal plates that sit over the frets so you can dress them and stone them nicely. Doesn't mean I'm any good at it, but I'll give it a go.
My son's getting ready to record his album. He just bought some kind of device where you point it at an amp and it captures the frequency of the amp. And then when you play, you can put any amp on what you're playing that you captured. Have you ever heard of that? Cool. Yeah.
No, it sounds quite typical. I suppose it's like one of these amp modeler things where you buy a processor, you can dial in a Fender 100-watt amp or an Orange amp or all these different classic amps, and just by clicking a button, and they've simulated the particular frequencies and sound tones of that type of amp.
Yeah, I know they got like sample ones, but this one, like he was going to a studio, and you had to like point it at the amp, and it would capture something in the frequency. So I guess it's supposed to be next level, you know, other than just like we've sampled the amp and here it is, you know.
It's alien technology.
Alien technology, absolutely.
I'll ask Cousin Zarg.
Yeah, something leaked. You better watch out. Shit is leaking out. But yeah, he was going to the studio to capture a whole bunch of different amps. He uses Orange, so he already had the Orange ones, but I guess he was going to get Fenders and some other types of some old amps. He bought a whole bunch of microphones too, some like I don't know, like $1,000 microphone that is like the clone of a $4,000 microphone.
Yeah.
So it gets ridiculous if you're a musician.
The thing is, right, I use a banged up old on most of my recordings. It's the precursor to the Shure SM58, is it?
The one I got.
This is it's a Shure 565 SD. This one. So it's quite an old mic, but I like the sound, and you know the recording quality. And then I've got one like yours. This one.
Right.
That was like, this cost me like, it was like £300, something like that, £400.
Yeah, I paid $599 for mine when COVID hit.
There you go. Cool. That's my stand there. But yeah, I still prefer my old banged up microphone sound compared to the. It is a lot warmer than the new one, but.
Well, you do everything direct in, right?
Vocals, and I think it makes me sound. It shows my foibles.
Right.
A good mic shows I'm a shit singer.
But I mean, everything else is keyboard plugged into the board. It's everything else is direct, right? Except for your vocals.
Yeah.
What do you do you use a drum machine, right? You program the drums?
No, I don't program it. So I program it as much that I sequence them. I've got Easy Drummer 2 and Easy Drummer 3 software,
Okay.
So basically, it's great because you're not having to actually program the notes individually like I used to, how I did on Time Terrace. That's why the drums sound very lazy on that first album, because I was. But the drum software is great because it's a digitized drummer, so they've got real drummers in doing different grooves, and then they do like families of grooves. So they'll say this is 140 BPM cool rock, and it'll do a basic beat, and then
add
there'll
cymbals, add this, add that.
Well, I'll have all that. So I'll have all that, the hi hats, crash, but then you'll have 8 variations of it. So you might have one was going dum 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 dum, then the second version will be dum 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 dum. So they're all the same thing. So you can almost like humanize it by putting all the different variants in the sequence. And then there's fills, intros, pre-chorus, choruses, endings, and then you can also manually drop stuff in or take stuff back yourself. So you can customize it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It sounds like a real drummer.
Which is pretty much the same thing they do in the studio, because like you'll go in and maybe a guy will get a run good, and then you just copy and paste.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same thing.
Well, I see it speeds up production because obviously instead of having to fanny around micing up drums and get the drummer doing umpteen versions or program it note by note like you used to, you just grab it, drop it, and away you go.
Yeah, and it's pretty close to just having a drummer there. Pretty much the same thing.
It's like my guitar. I mean, even when I play live now, I've never had this in the music room, but I've never played live with an amp. They always go when I'm doing my setup and sound check. They go, right, we've got a mic. Where's your amp? Oh, a DI from my, because I've got this. Basically, that's what I play my guitar through. This processor down here. That just goes out to a mono out, and I've got all my different guitar sounds in there. Again, because I'm lazy.
Yeah. Well, it makes it easier too, man. You can put everything into a case like you have now, right?
Yeah, I'm getting too old for pumping big amps around anymore.
Yeah, you just got to hire somebody. You got to find some kid that wants to be a musician. Somebody stupid enough to do it for free like me.
The thing is, there's not much new blood in the way of people coming up through space rock. It's a dying breed, I think.
Yeah, well, like everything else, right? Unless it's rap or pop or country.
Now, see, I thought America, now that they've got so many states that have legalized cannabis, I would have thought there'd been a massive boom in psychedelic rock, space rock, and all that sort of groove, Pink Floyd-y sort of stuff. Because all that sort of music just goes hand in hand with a nice big fat split.
You would think. I think the problem is that, and Bumpskey and I was talking about this before, they took the soul out of weed. So although weed is legalized, it's not like real weed. It's like corporate weed,
Basically knocks you out, doesn't do anything for you.
No, it's just that there's so many rules and regulations. The cool thing about smoking weed was like you were free and you could do whatever you wanted. Now it's like you got to go to this store and they scan your license and you go and you buy it and you can't smoke it anywhere but in your house. And, it's just too many damn rules.
Yeah.
It's like either it's legal or it's not legal, guys. Calm down. And I liked it better when it was illegal because then I just smoked it anywhere and everybody was like, oh, look, he's smoking weed. Shut up.
Well, everywhere you go in the UK now, especially in the cities, everywhere every 10 feet you're like, oh, weed, and like basically because it's become so prevalent now, and as more countries and especially America and all states legalize it, it's become downgraded as a drug, although it's a herbal remedy, not a drug really. Yeah, the police don't seem to really clamp down on it like you used to anymore, which is good in a way.
Yeah, you know what? If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But people that do it, they're not dangerous or violent, or people that are violent are going to be violent no matter what. So if they have a drink or they smoke a joint, they're going to be violent. There's nothing you can do about that except throw them in jail.
Yeah, it's like they say, you give 10 blokes a night on the beer, and they'll be fighting each other by the end of the night. Give 10 blokes a load of ganja, they'll be forming a band by the end of the night.
Yeah, it's why do you need to escape reality? Well, look around. I mean, who wants?
Sucks, man.
Yeah. And if that's what people use it for, then fine. It does minimal damage to your body. And basically, it's not really hurting that many people, as far as I know. I mean, there are people, of course, that if you give them anything, if you give them a piece of cake, they'll turn it into a weapon or a crutch. So, it's what you do with it that counts.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, weed just used to knock me out, so it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
Hash, no, that was a different matter. I mean, some nice hash, you just mellow you out, and the music just like, whoa, just take you away. Fantastic.
Well, see, probably, and I'm not an expert at this, but the weed that knocked you out was probably the indica, and because hash is just condensed weed. So you probably were getting some kind of sativa in the hash. And the sativa will make you, which is cool. They've learned so much more about weed now that it's amazing. And all the other stuff, cannabinoids that are in it, they really do help. I mean, I use it to go to sleep at night. I use it to relax. So it does have some good properties to it. You don't have to be Charles Manson and kill people when you smoke weed.
No, I remember watching a program on it a few years back, and it was how therapeutic it was for people with chronic illnesses and disabilities. And they were interviewing this guy who was in a wheelchair. He used to be a championship diver, swimming board diver, and he'd done a dive. But when he's coming on the way down, he smacked the back of his head on one of the boards. And it basically was like paralyzed from so far down.
Holy shit!
And then he'd go into he'd have days where he'd have like massive spasms, and all his legs would be kicking about, and his arms would be going. He was in incredible pain. And as he was being interviewed, he started having one of these spasms, and his arms like all crushed up. He's like, oh, you can see he was in much pain. He got out his little pipe, and was like, oh, he smokes it, has a few puffs, and his body sort of relaxed, and he was back to normal again. It was amazing.
Yeah. And it's not for everybody. And I sort of I hate my phone because once you look at something or sign up for something, you get warnings or notifications. And I guess I looked at Reddit at one point. So Reddit pops up and it says, the 72-year-old guy says weed is bad for you. After 50 years of smoking it, now the guy is all bitter and shit. It's like, shut up, everybody. Just, if it works for me, it's fine. All right, well, I guess we're already at an hour, man. Look at that. So I don't want to bore people too much, but we're going to have to do this on a regular basis, my friend.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get to heads again on a date where, say, on the first Sunday or the first Thursday or the last Thursday, a specific day, so we can always keep that date clear.
Yeah, see, the thing that sucks with me is I got this job where they don't give me the days until...
Of course, yeah.
So every Sunday at 9 o'clock at night, I get a text, and then I find out if I'm working on Monday or not. It's total bullshit.
Well, what you have to do then, on the first week of a month, that first rota you get, give me some suggestions when you're free, and we'll knock something together. Yeah,
I'm trying to nail them down to specific dates, but I think this guy's getting ready to sell the place, and then I'll be winding up looking for another job again, I think, which sucks, but anyway.
We'll have to have another go. We'll have to have another go at Live in the Lab.
Yeah.
I've got some more kit now. And you saw how well it works on the Facebook Live.
Yeah. No, and now that this is kind of set up, I think we're okay. I think what happened was when you turned your phone or something, that's when it started echoing. Oh, I think we just lost Mark. But when Mark... Oh, he's back. You're back. I can see you. Yes, Mark, there you are.
Hello.
Yep, can you hear us? We can hear you.
What's happened there?
Are you back? Mark.
Are we still on?
We're still on. Yep. Can you hear me? Turn up your volume. Hey, Mark.
Hello?
Mark. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hey, Mark. Mark. Well, I don't know what happened there. Let me see if I can just add Mark again. Can you hear me, Mark? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me, Mark? Mark? Alright, well, I guess that's going to have to be... I guess I don't know what happened with Mark. I mean, everything is the same here, so it had to be something... leave and come back. There you go. He's going to leave and come back. But I didn't do anything, so it's got to be something on Mark's end. Let's see if he comes back. Mark. So skidmark.org is the website. That's it behind me. He was doing good. Maybe his battery died or something. I don't know. You coming back, Mark? Hey, Mark. I guess maybe he thought the show was over. Oh, here he is. Mark?
Hello?
There you
Can
are.
you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. You just disappeared off my screen. I was just left with me looking at yourself.
Yeah, I guess maybe you lost your connection or something, but now I'm not seeing any video. We just got black screen again. There
we go. Hey.
All back. Alright, yeah, so we'll have to set, unfortunately for right now, it's kind of like shitty on the way they're giving me hours, but maybe I can get a real job, but I am 63 years old. Nobody wants to hire me. That's
why I work for myself.
Yeah, exactly. Good idea. So we'll try and figure something out, and now that I kind of got this figured out, we should be able to do it, because it's just the same thing other than you're playing, that's all.
Sure. But what I'm going to do, instead of using my phone to broadcast in the lab next time, I'm going to use my laptop, my new laptop, and I'm actually going to run a USB mixing desk into the laptop, so you'll get normal, instead of that, the level going up and down like it was on that last live stream due to the headroom limiter on the microphone played up on the phone. It should be a nice, solid, stable sound. I've also bought a video projector.
Mm-hmm.
So that projection screen, I've got all my lights going on. I'll perhaps have some images on there as well to really sort of trip the mind.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll definitely set that up. Don't forget, go to skidmark.org. The name of the new album, my friend?
It's Niall Hone, ex Hawkins band, Lords of Form even. And the album's called Our Shared Humanity, and it's their first album. They've had 3 albums prior, and this is a compilation of them on their first vinyl. And the next I had an offer in pre-order of a free 4-track EP of unreleased material, which I've reintroduced for the next 30 purchases of the vinyl online. So there's 30 copies up there, and it was 29 one went earlier. Where you'll still get a free copy of the EP, which is now available to buy separately on the store. But obviously, you get a free copy of a vinyl. Why not?
And do you have any vinyl left from Dead World or from Time Terrorist?
Yeah, I mean, I had 250 Time Terrorist. I'm down to 64, and
Dead World.
I think Dead World again. I had 250. And I think I've got it's like 90 something left.
And of course, if you live in the United States and you don't want to pay that much for shipping, although you love the album, you can just buy the download. Is the link up on your site?
Yeah, for the CD and the vinyl. If you want the digital version, you'll have to go to Bandcamp and search for Incubus Love Child.
Okay, so Incubus Love Child over at Bandcamp, incubuslovechild.com, skidmark.org, and we'll have to do this again soon, my friend.
Definitely. I've missed you, mate.
Yep. It was good seeing you. Peace.
Peace.
And I'm not
kiss, Rita.
Yep, I will. And I'm not going to do the whole ending. I'm just going to end. Just a dead end. So, peace, everybody. And God willing, I'll be back tomorrow. All right, let me just stop.
Cheers, Jerry. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you can hang in the chat room for a second, buddy. I'll pop back in there. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Be safe.